5 bloody years. I've earned
No
your
use
phone
trying to
to play
get some
next.
kid. I might as well get up and get on with it.
Bring everything that is awesome in gaming, like this. We have a great indie community, and this just popped back up, so I'm super stoked to be bringing it to large. If you haven't seen this before, I'm going to try and blitz the beginning as soon as I stop talking. Do you love me? You have to love me to be here. So it has a great use of perspective, and it uses that to drive narrative, so pivot points are going to be really helpful.
My sweet Clara. The day both of you left, a piece of my soul departed as well.
So that's just done. Like, that's going to be a plot pivot point. I would be shocked out of my mind if she shows back up as anything other than, like, a ghost, for instance. So, this might wind up as copy, I'm not sure. I did actually wind up opening up a little bit on my social pages like Patreon and KOFI, etc. Let me see behind my head here. I think we have to do light a cigarette and stuff to get the room to turn around, which is great. They use the hot spots to keep you going. So this guy was incredibly creative. It's when we run into stuff on groups and on Twitter and stuff, it's always that these solo devs or indie dev companies are going at it so hard. It's really interesting.
Say that Midnight Cove was the city that never wakes up. Just another boring shithole of a town forgotten by God.
So this is really dark. A lot of my comic book stuff is like Wolf Among Us was one of my first where they use violence, graphic violence, and stuff like that.
Those chimneys, all those clattering engines, always roaring. It's enough to make a man sick.
Alright, so we're going to go back to the room, and I think the room turns around when you do this. So I have this really great supporter. He, like, gets that he's part of the crew. He's actually said he's part of the pirate crew. Which took a minute to process, and I was like, oh, okay. So, like, you, like, get that I'm working on something here. So I study media. I'm really following influencers because, like, Style Hall and stuff like that has always had those.
He is one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our lovely city, a rock star among businessmen. He is Maurice Merrick.
Good evening, everybody.
We are so glad to have you here on the show, Maurice.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
The pleasure is all.
This guy needs like a crowbar or something. I feel like I'm looking down on him, so we're gonna go ahead and make the room. I don't think I need anything from here if I recall right. So, like I said, I'm gonna blitz through this because I have done it. Great.
Well, thank you for the kind words.
Without my pistol.
First, I shall say, I've been in the industry for over 2 decades now, primarily focused on manufacturing and metalwork.
Can't be by the bed, can it?
Volcanicide was a game changer.
Shoot, I was so sure I had this. Alright, let's go back here.
It allowed us to explore
And then we'll go to
beyond our
there we go.
wildest dreams.
Pick that bite up.
Lately, I've been
Remembering is
better not leave it out.
in the artistic
Can't be too
field
careful these days.
You see, when technology,
Alright.
science, and art
definitely can't. Way to justify a firearm, though.
you are able to manufacture the
Okay, that
most
opens up my inventory.
exquisite and finest forms of
I should probably turn off the radio, but it doesn't seem to want me to do that.
In fact, we are testing the concept in
Let's
our
go back to the window, right?
installations. We are
Or
very
not.
close to opening up a showroom
Or I
in
could
our
not do
main
that.
office.
Impressive.
I wonder if I have to look at it.
Factories must be
I'm
quite
receiving
the
a prompt.
marvels to admire.
Oh no, don't drop it!
Don't
Don't drop it.
Volcanicide metalwork.
There we go.
We
I had a little carrot behind my head. Little arrow. One of the minis. Mini arrow. Okay. So we're out in the office. He's got a whole board set up that kind of lets you know what's going on. But we can kind of, like I said, blitz it. Pick up item. Leave the apartment without looking at that. So I went back on the Steam page, and it turns out that
It's already late. But first I need a pint or two. Can't find the nerve to face that cold tombstone in my right mind.
yeah, so he's not going back to his wife. It's so crazy. My hair is not going to behave today. Alright, so we're going to the Rusty Crow. There's like 30 minutes of gameplay more. So I wanted to see that. Alright, so I'll bet you the map is behind my head. Oh, because you have to meet up with Croker. So it's all about like the pretty streets of a big city. I love
Isn't
these.
Benjamin Layton himself?
The thought of walking around just horrifies anyone in New York, horrifies
Emily!
anyone who's not a New Yorker.
Are you alright?
I think
Where the
this
bloody
is
hell have you
Chicago.
been is a far better question, don't you think?
Yeah, I know. It's just, I really had to take care of some things. Well, anyway, I'm back and everything is fine and dandy now.
I missed you, if you say so. Bro.
If you say so. The folks around here were quite worried, you know. Alright, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, my hair
I just-
is gonna behave today.
I'm glad you're fine, so
You gonna call that in?
will you be staying put? And by the way, what are you doing here at such hours in this bloody weather? You know it's dangerous.
Hush. Believe me,
That
I'm
cat
quite
is so
aware
funny
of
to
the
me.
dangers of the night.
You just sit there
But
and
a
meow at the
woman with my
weirdest times.
talents knows well
I
how to
love
handle
it like that,
herself
too.
with ease. Well,
City
I
cats
was
are
just
remarkably
passing by to
domesticated.
let you know
Almost
that a
as
little
British.
birdie told me someone's been looking for you at the Rusty Crow.
Oh, good, that's
And
where I'm
I
going.
thought, you know, how about a little crime-solving adventure? Like the good old days.
Hey, I'm
So?
for it. I think you're cool.
What do you say, Ben?
Despite the dead eyes.
Pray tell, do you know who that might be?
Relatively
You are
emaciated
aware I left
statue.
that line of work a while ago, right? After what happened to my family, I just lost my spirits.
He's so crazy.
Still, if it's a straightforward affair, one that can be solved without too much trouble, then perhaps I shall consider it. Bit of extra quid's never hurt anyone.
It's $5 bills.
Splendid!
We're all
Bit of
about spending
excitement from the new case shall lift your spirits for sure. I know it. Even if it's just a trifling one. A cranky old chap.
Aye, maybe you are correct. Well, let us be on our way then, shall we?
You don't look too bright now, do you? What's your name? Bet it's right on your shirt, Emily. Gonna need your shirt
So,
and your keys.
Ben. It's good to see you again.
Is this the Rusty
How's
Crow?
life been treating you?
Probably not.
You seem to be on the mend, I hope.
Do I have a map? Are we just following Emily? This is
Suppose
my
you're
spirit guide.
I
She
certainly
knows how to
had my
corner.
share of ups and downs. More downs, though. That's just how life goes, isn't it? I'm just
Much.
more relaxed, taking it one day at a time, love. Oh, how about you?
Steering.
How's your mother doing? Last time we
Am I
spoke,
right?
you mentioned her illness.
I see. Well, she passed 2 months after I arrived.
She had some really wretched
The physicians
things happen
couldn't
to
put a
her.
finger
Just
on
to
what's
kind
wrong
of
with
like
her.
spoiler alert you if you want to
It's
skip
quite
ahead.
bizarre, to be honest.
Just walk in the street while this
Yeah.
happens.
I could say I'm doing just fine, mate.
Oh, my sincere condolences, love.
Want to hit the
Deep
curb
down in
before
the
her.
way she cared for you. A parent always cares.
Move with my
They
butt
stay
here.
away from the park at times.
Thanks, mate.
My stress went up. I think it's
Anyway,
because I got hit by a car. I was wondering
I'm
if
too
that
sure she
affected
had
me.
much of a path in life at all.
Excuse me.
She did some good deeds for me.
Swallowed
Sure.
somebody else's spit.
She even left me her old apartment in the Blue Commons.
On a
You know,
fire.
Ben, mostly what comes to
Yeah, I
mind
didn't really
is
get a chance
just
to look around. Like, look at this street art. They put it on paper.
It's rather nice to hear that she left you our old place. Oh, God, let's
This is where
not
it
be
gets
too
ugly.
harsh about it. We all
What
make mistakes.
happened? Nella Prudier?
There's no excuse.
Is she following me or am I
That
following
woman took
her?
advantage
Oh,
of me.
it's three.
You know,
Jesus, Mary Joseph.
taught me
Oh,
my
God,
trade.
that's-
made me do things that no child should ever be forced to do. And then profited off of it. What kind of sick mother does that? Huh? What kind of mother teaches her daughter how to please men's filthiest desires, being just a child? Huh? It's bloody disgusting. So, no, then. That's a mistake.
Oh
I
my
would
gosh,
never
I'm sorry.
forgive.
This is the horrible part. I was
Whatever.
messing around with the background.
Now she is gone, and I cannot say I shed a single tear for her death. In fact, I'd say I was glad she died the way she did. Painfully, coughing her lungs out, choking in her own
Honey.
putrid blood.
Sympathize with you. My mother is a boomtown queen.
Anyway,
She passed away
she brighter
recently.
days will be ahead. Let's just move on and forget about that sick old lady, shall we?
It's weirdly hard to like put a good speech together for your friends, and it's like the if she would have ever not feeling. I mean, like my life wasn't even bad. I had a really good life. I can only imagine if someone had committed crimes in your life.
Emily, my dear, I know. And I beg your pardon if my words caused such distress to you, bringing up those awful memories. My intentions were well-meaning, you know that. All right, let's not dwell on it any further. Pray tell, do you have any other notes about who
I
was
live really
inquiring
far
about
away.
me at the
just to
Rusty
clarify.
Crow?
I feel
What
like
should
I'm
we
constantly
expect when we
catching
get
up with
there?
this story. Oh, that's
Thanks, Ben.
you're just
Well,
not a.
my source, Lloyd, vaguely told me about it. So it goes like this. Just arrived in the city an hour ago or so, and I went for a pint and we had a bit of a chat. And then he briefly let slip that someone was shouting and asking for you, specifically for you.
Goodness,
Didn't say much about
I'm so
it
used to
though.
the grip from the
So,
States.
naturally, he asked me if I
I
had any
love
clue
talking
what
to
was
some of
going
the
on
people
there.
down there.
Hadn't seen me for a while, and yeah, that's pretty much all I know.
They just have the coolest way of explaining the city. Like in New York,
Well,
as long as you
what
don't
he said
affect
is
a
true.
person, like
I haven't
them,
seen him in a
who they
while.
are, you can
You
do
see,
like
some days
anything,
have been so
and that's just
dreadful
the
for me to
rules.
go
So you
out,
go
and I
through every
realise
day,
it's better for
or
the Scotch
however
to come
long
to
you're
me
there,
rather than the other way
assuming
around.
you don't live there,
So I
and
paid a
just
young
leave
lad
the
to
rules
bring me the
again,
bottles.
because it's what's going to keep you stayed. And everybody who lives there, they live in neighborhoods. It's like segregation, but it's on purpose, because we want to keep our culture.
Oh dear Lord.
So you play by the rules of your culture,
Unbelievable.
but you are never allowed to
Drunk
go
and
outside
lazy.
the rules in New York. And if you walk into a neighborhood, their rules might win.
I
So
know.
to avoid, like any
embarrassing.
place that's not marked for retail,
I'm
any
quite
place
curious,
that's not
though.
marked for
With such a
tourists.
desperate demeanour,
Really
it could
scary,
be a
but
delicate
really
matter.
cool. You just have to be cautious, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah,
Perhaps it's just
really
a
just the
typical
coolest
missing
streetlight.
dog or
They
cat
always
case.
have a story. It can be your story.
Well, the plot thickens.
You could be such a buffoon at times.
Aw.
Well, we shall see what the matter is about once we arrive at the pub and start working.
We're walking in
our craft.
circles.
Instead of just
saw the popular
gossiping
science
about it
sign
like some
before.
pompous push ladies.
Indeed, my dear Emily. Indeed.
Maverick's gun shop. Rusty Crow, excellent. And I arrived at destination. This is further than I got before. I did decide to go to my wife's grave, I think it was, before. It might be like the whole family. But yeah, this time I decided to like drive the plot forward because I did want to bring more of this same game. You know, like
lady
that's
over
not extremely common. My schedule is packed. Alright. Lloyd, what's up, yo? Come on, tell me a story, honey. How's the Habs? You know? Oi, Lloyd. How have you
Oi,
been?
Lloyd. How have you been, sir? Business doing
Doing
well?
right by
Long time
you.
no see.
Know your name's Lloyd still?
Ah, Mr. Layton. Quite a long time indeed, sir. Yes, everything is fine and dandy. What can I offer you this lovely evening?
Couple pints. Oh, I'm just gonna buy for me. How about that? I don't.
Just give me a pint for now.
have some nice
We have
Scotch
business to
guard
talk about.
Oh dear. All right, a pint it is. And for your companion?
on. Hard liquor, yo. Give me a shot of vodka.
Hey, Emily.
Straight up.
What's your poison?
Oh, just a pint for me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lukewarm, if possible.
You heard the lady.
Want it to be toasty as the inside of a
Splendid. 2
tauntaun.
pints coming right up.
Alrighty. We got the crazy cat lady. We got the leaner. That's my piece. Probably shouldn't be playing with that. Sit down with Emily. So how are we going to advance the plot here, guys? This is my need to know, because this is what gaming is like tackling, and we do not have enough room in at the top. It's just right here in our process. I help lunch because I know how to do this in Ascension. I can do that. Just get paid.
So, Mr. Layton, may I assume that the lady already informed you about the poor lad that was desperately inquiring about your whereabouts?
I can't do it. I do my French up.
Indeed, Lloyd.
So it was a man. So it was in great distress.
So this mysterious man was in great distress. What could it possibly be? Noted. All right, Lloyd. Let's get to the point. Pray tell me who's been inquiring after me, what the bloody hell the chap wanted from me, and why he was in such utter distress. And where is he? Tell me everything you know so far.
Tell me a story.
Well, Mr. Layton, I must say I don't rightly know what this fuss is all about. Just that this poor chap was roaming the streets in great distress, asking people for help and
Wish I'd been
mentioning
in
your
New York
fine
back
name,
in,
sir.
like,
At some point, he came into the
It's the
pub
only way you can approximate
asked for you. I was in a bit of a shock.
Maybe London,
Two
right?
constables were lounging at a nearby table, yet they didn't seem to bat an eye. I'm afraid it all felt a bit queer.
I don't want to hear about it. My apologies, but I won't take the case. Get back to business.
I can't say I'm quite keen on this case. The way you tell the events, there's something about it. And those constables. Something obscure is going on. I guess it's about time for me to get back into business. I'm not thrilled about it, you see. First, let's proceed with caution. Now, Lloyd, pray try to remember. Is there anything else you can recall? Any other detail that could be useful?
Oh, well, Mr. Layton, you see, there was a peculiar thing I did notice. So, after this poor soul left, just a few minutes later, the two constables went out the door in the same direction this man went.
For real?
They were very silent. They just left the quids for the drinks on the table and quietly left the pub. Isn't that a bit odd?
It's shady, I must admit. And I'm afraid these sorts of situations don't ever turn out well. Fair enough. Let's not linger on it any longer until we got the facts. I think I need some sleep for a change. So I must take my leave.
Wow, that was the world's shortest drink. I thought only I drink that. It's like when it's in front of you and it's taunting you.
Emily, is your old place in fine condition to spend the night in? I mean, for you.
Oh, no. That place is a mess and in great need of attention. But don't you worry about it, handsome. Oi, Lloyd, do you have any spare room upstairs for me to use just for tonight?
Of course, me lady. And don't you worry about the cost. The weather has been quite awful the whole evening, and seeing as though you're just arriving. So please,
I love
be my
this.
guest and get
I mean,
comfortable.
I'm from the smoking generation, so like it was.
Hey,
like,
Lloyd. Take this card. If you see that man again, give it to him. There's my contact number and my address.
Of course, Mr. Layton. I will.
Keep me posted if you hear something new, will you, love?
But of course. You know I will, big guy.
Hi, little red eyes. She is the most interesting character. Now I can go up to the graveyard, so we're gonna do that real fast. Link in the description below. I'll sit down there as Gamer Grind. Like, they could use your support. Just wishlist it. It's amazing. Make me happy. I'll sit down there as Gamer Grind. Gamer Coffee shipped to your door.
Excuse
your logo.
me. Good evening,
Box.
detective.
Oh, hello.
Madam?
Madame. Ma'am, that's an alleyway. Sweetheart, honey, somebody gonna have to walk you home. Why you do me like this? I'm gonna be the victim of a crime if I don't watch out for you. Gentleman's gentleman. Oh, I'm gonna lose you. Quicker than that. Where'd she go? Do we even know? We don't. Oh, there she is. It's both ways before you cross the street, even a one-way street. So it's doing my Savannah up. Isn't he a guy with a cane? That's amazing. Those people know how to throw a party. Don't stop. Don't stop for nothing. Are you heading to the graveyard by chance? Is this just weird of me? Stand on this side of the panel. Strange. Oh, this way. This is the best directional. It's like every babysitting quest ever. Okay, I didn't get stressed out that time. So it is actually the conversations apparently that bring your life stress, which is fine. We can do that. Oh my gosh. Church is closed. Why? It'll be such a cool place to go. I'm glad that it'll be open later. I almost walked you home, madam. That is the most that I can do for you. Unless that's the way to go. In which case, you know, why no? Who am I, sir? Who am I? No one of it. No. Open gate. Hello. Let's check this place out. We got ghosts up in this, Izzy? What kind of mythology are we dealing with? St. Michael's. Something Catholic. That is the ghost of the security past. Right, a horse in here. Take all the rules. Find the grave of my family. Did I not know where that was? Not allowed in the toll house. I don't want to know. I'm goth and I don't want to know. Just expand out from there. Cast the gargoyles. Make the laugh. I might be heading towards a crypt. Oh my god, look at this. This is insanity. Are those just like their suits of armor and they park them? Is that how you park a horse? You park it guarding? That's hilarious. Mr. Howard! Sasha, right to Mr. Howard. Oh, I found the funniest DLC commentary ever. Oh, and there's a fountain. Yes! I'm like missing everything and somehow just slapping. Alright. These look like crypts. See that? I went to Faux New Orleans for a reason. So I knew to follow the signs. The bébés. Los bébés. Wow. This is craziness. I have a sepulcher? It's one of those. Like maybe with the... Oh wow, I'm at 23 minutes. Holy cow. That is nuts. Okay, I'm gonna be done. Because I try to keep these to 10 to 20 minutes and I just checked the time. Really love this game. There's something so noir about the city that I actually have a hard time accepting censorship for it, and it's totally hypocritical because I try to make all my stuff family friendly, and just in the city, kids are treated like adults. I know how alarming that is to the suburbs. They need like this whole spirit guide thing because of it, because it's not safe to do that. It just isn't. People are going to make mistakes, and they're going to make adult mistakes when you do that. So it's just growing them up without this period of innocence that's so central to our culture. It makes you more judgmental. It's got all these negative effects, but it makes for this central family unit that's really functional. So it's really, really hard on us. It's just what we're like, and we kind of have to adapt and make this part of our culture.
Too long, I'm afraid. You know how hard it is for me to stand here. I miss you dearly, every day that goes by. My sweet Clara. Catherine, my love.
Link in the description below. Also down there is Gamer Grind, Gamer Coffee shipped to your door. They're an awesome company to work with. If you co-op, if I buy this good coffee, or please support us on Patreon. Most of all, hit subscribe. If you hit subscribe and the bell, it'll pop you up a little thumbnail, and that'll tell you what we're doing. So if you love the comic book style, oh gosh, that's probably this
Those
one.
bastards.
He's a little bit vengeful, and then I
What
can
they
talk
did
to
to
him.
you,
agenda here.
is
But
unspeakable.
yeah, smash subscribe, hit the bell, hit like.
Carl and I, we
love you guys.
misjudged how
live.
wicked
So
and
glad
depraved they
we
could be,
real things
and how
sometimes,
deep we were ensnared
but
in the
basically
mud.
the best in gaming and where it's going. I felt like this did it, and I wanted to check back in, see what else it could bring to the table. So, stay safe, game on. We'll see you in the next video.
Here, to both of you. I promise that will pay.
Oh my gosh, it's a trajectory. I love storyline
maybe not
trajectories.
tomorrow.
It makes for like
They will
an
pay.
actual tree that Quantic wasn't able to do. But you see it a lot in RPG. Like when you accept X amount of quests, but like they really want to have something where it's an actual split. Find a way to get back.